What's going on, guys? It's Zane with Notland's Vision. If you've been tuning into this Twitch at all, you've actually seen Dynamite run his zombie deck a little bit. So this week, during the Decks with Dynamite, I asked him if he would actually cover that one. So for week 2 with Decks with Dynamite, we are going to do Dynamite's Deadhead zombie deck. Let's bring him in here and check it out. Hey. All right, what's going on, Dynamite? Talk to me about this zombie deck. Let me see what's under the hood.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Let's jump into it. The thing that makes this deck tick. Cursed obelisks, right? Backline, can attack, 1/1 zombies at the end of every turn. If you're frenzied, you get 2 instead of 1. This whole deck runs off being frenzied. Necroceptor, second most important part of this deck. At the end of your turn, you summon a 1/1. If you're frenzied, you summon a 2/2. So potentially you have the option of getting 3 zombies, one of which being a 2/2 at the end of every one of your turn. With the Necroceptor, I've learned that this Blessing of Death right here, this card right here, your relic gains, whenever a creature dies, you gain 3 favor. It doesn't matter if it's my creatures, the enemy's creatures, whatever. When a creature dies, you gain favor. The Necroceptor also limits the amount of favor that the opponent gets by them losing favor every time a zombie ends up in my void. Super neat. It allows you to control the items in the Sanctum that can potentially remove the Necroceptor. So being able to control the Sanctum helps you control zombies on the board. These Brimstones right here. Like I said, you're going to do a lot of damage to yourself. A lot of these cards, you do damage to yourself and your opponent. Or sometimes, you know what, if you got to get a creature off the board, you got to take 2 damage, so be it. These zombies all have leech. So as a result of the leech, you gain a lot of that health back. I can't tell you how many times I've been down 10 to 30, coming in on 5 mana, and all of a sudden I get something crazy, and it flips. And I have won the game 30 health to none. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to do a little damage to yourself. Blight Bomb. Right out the gate, 1 cost, destroy a creature with 3. It helps a lot, especially if you're going against them nature decks with those black jaguars, man. Super, super neat. Undead Roach. The Undead Roach. This card is clutch. It's got the, if you're frenzied, pull this creature back into your hand for the afterlife. So if I hit my ability, hit your creature, both creatures die. Instead of it going to your void, it comes back in your hand. So let's say you have 4 mana, you drop this Undead Roach, and later on in the fight, it's still out there. You hit somebody's house, somebody pulls a 2/2 Vanguard Axewoman, you can hit it on your next turn. Both of them die. Then you get the roach back, and you put it right back out there. It's super dope. I love that card. Ooh, we do not want the card Shark or the Bomb Fly. Not in this deck. Not today. Not today, Satan. Voracious Fiend. 2/2 with Leech. Afterlife, summon a 1/1 zombie. Card's super neat. It helps you keep monsters out. Because of that cursed obelisk, it has backline. You need to be able to protect it. You have to have creatures out there, or else you're going to lose it. Which brings me to the Portable Fortress. I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards. 0/8. You're not going to do any damage with it, but you can buy yourself some time and really turn the tide with this card if it's perfectly placed. The Old Ritual. I like to run 1. I've done 2. I think it's kind of situational. A lot of your zombies are 1/1, 2/2. You're not going to be hitting hard, so it's nice to have something in it that's going to hit a little bit harder. That's just gonna it's gonna help you control the board a little bit. Keep something in front of that cursed obelisk a little bit longer. Void Flash. You sacrifice a zombie or a different creature depending upon what you have out there. Maybe you're frenzied and you need to sacrifice a roach. You'll get the roach back, and you kill an enemy creature. Great spells to have. Decaying Rhino. Like I said, we don't do a whole lot of damage. This is one of your bigger cost, your bigger hitting cards. It's a 4 mana cost. Not gonna break the bank. You're not gonna, Save up all your mana to blow this one card, but if you're not frenzied, it does take 1 damage. So you need to make sure that you stay frenzied, or it's gonna slowly like decay, like it's in its name. You know, they call it the decaying rhino for a reason. Corpse explosion, aka the nuke. So if you're frenzied and you have a bunch of zombies out in the field, you play this card. You're gonna hit the enemy's health straight to the face, 3 for every 1 creature destroyed. Now, if you're not frenzied, it's only going to hit the enemy for 1. But still, if you got a cursed obelisk out and you got a full board of zombies, you're still looking at hitting, what is that, 5 health to your enemy versus 15. So, you know, it's a pretty good nuke. I like the card a lot. Nether Swarmlord is the one. It's that guy. You know what guy I'm talking about. Guy shows up to the party with a bottle of tequila and you're like, oh, get that guy out of here. We don't want him. That's what the Nether Swarmlord is. At the end of your turn, he gives all of your nether creatures 1/1. If you're frenzied, you draw a card. It's phenomenal. It's so much fun. You play this card, it's everybody's trying to get that guy out of there. You know, oh, we need to get that guy out of here. The Ray of Disintegration. Like I said, you do a lot of damage to yourself. You take 2 damage, you get a creature out of there. Destroy a creature. It's not doing damage, it's just destroying the creature, getting it out of there. So it doesn't matter what the health is. If it has armor, get it out of there. Overseer of Vitality. This is your big hit. Enemy loses 2 health per enemy creature, and all of your friendly creatures gain +2 strength. So if your opponent has, let's say they're rocking 6 blade flies out, and they're all at 2/2. You pull this guy out there, and you got a bunch of 1/1 zombies. They now go to 3/1 zombies, and all those blade flies are gone. Now let's say the blade flies, for some reason, are warded and protected. You're not doing damage, and you're not casting a spell. It ignores all of that and still removes the health and still gets him out of there. Gets him off the board. Super clutch, super great card. It is a 7 cost, but it's honestly worth it because you can flip the tide with that card. That card, I can't tell you, alone has won me how many games. One of the... Oh, come on. I'm a little lost here. One of the cards you can rotate in there is the Miasmic Forge. It does a lot of damage to your health. I'm not a big fan of it. I rocked it a little bit, kind of get the feel for it. It just didn't do it for me. It does too much damage. The trade-off wasn't there. It only gives the zombies one armor. You hit them for 2, they're still gone. The trade-off wasn't there for the health and everything that it requires basically for it to do. The Inexorable Raider, Blessed Afterlife. The Blessed cards let you gain favor, your opponent loses favor. You can change cards in the Sanctum, cycle them. Everybody knows how Blessed works. I really love getting that card and turning them all into rats. I don't know if everybody else likes that play. I love turning the Sanctum into a bunch of rats. It's just so much fun. Outnumber the Living. Now this card's pretty neat. You summon a 1/1 zombie for every enemy creature your opponent controls. You summon 2 of them if you're frenzied. So if you're going against somebody and they got 3 cards out there, you pop your ability, hits their health for 1, hits your health for 1, you become frenzied. Pull this card out, you have 6 zombies out on the board now to kind of have a little bit of a meat shield there in front of you with a little bit of leech and get you some life back. That card is super clutch. I ran 2 of them for a little bit. Found myself really not needing them. Sometimes I held the 1 in my hand for almost the whole game because the situations didn't arise. I rock 1 now. That's more than enough. And that is the full deck. You can, like I said, you can rotate the old ritual. For a little bit, I was ruling the Vile Mantises. Those were just, you destroy 2 random creatures in your own hand, and it gets +2/+3 for the ones that it destroys. Problem is you have a cursed obelisk out there. It's a pretty good. There's a chance that it's going to hit it, and you don't want to lose that that card just became too much of a gamble for me. I didn't like it. The payoff wasn't there for me. So it just had to go. It just had to leave. But let's say we run in some ranked games. Let's see what this deck can do.
Perfect. Let's check it out.